Good morning, everyone. This is Pastor Holy. Today is the 11th day of reading the book of Matthew during the Lent. Today's Bible passage I would like to share is the book of Matthew, chapter 9. In fact, before the time we see that from the chapter 5 to 7, there are a lot of the great teachings of Jesus. We call it the Sermons on the Mountain. And then chapter 8 and 9, we see various Jesus' ministries, especially healing ministries we see a lot throughout this chapter. So it's like before the time from the chapter 5 to 7, Jesus teaches us, gives us a lot of teachings. Now, Jesus shows how to live out these teachings in the life. And while reading throughout the chapter 9, I found a lot of stories in this chapter. But one story standing out to me is the chapter, the story is about Jesus calling Matthew as one of his disciples. In fact, Matthew was a tax collector. A tax collector was considered a traitor to the Jewish people or the typical sinners because they collected the tax for the Roman Empire. As you already know, at Jesus' time, the Roman Empire colonized the Jewish people and oppressed them. Tax collectors worked for the Roman Empire. Plus, they usually collected more tax than they were supposed to collect for their living. Almost all Jewish people hate them and then say that they are sinners. But Jesus did not care about how other people see these tax collectors. Jesus invited one of the person as one of 12 disciples. And after this incident, he came to his house and ate with these sinners, sitting at the same table. The Pharisees saw what Jesus did, and they asked the disciples of Jesus like this: "Why does your teacher eat with the tax collectors and sinners?" And then somehow Jesus heard about the Pharisees asking, and then replied to them. Jesus come to call not the righteous, but sinners. But at the same time, Jesus asked the Pharisees to go and learn the meaning of this sentence, which comes from the Old Testament, the book of Hosea, which says, "I desire mercy, not sacrifice." I desire mercy, not sacrifice. This sentence captured me, and I thought about this sentence for a while. So how do you understand this sentence? I desire mercy, not sacrifice. For me, this story, and especially this sentence, tells me that love others as they are. Somehow, whenever we just encounter certain people or have a relationship with certain people, we have a lot of names or categories. We categorize the people. Like the man and woman, pastor, doctor, nurse, police, delivery person, or teen, children, middle-aged person, and then the Korean, American, Filipinos, Latino, and then black, white, the yellow. There's a lot of names we call people and categorize the people, right? I do not mean that categorizing is a bad thing. Sometimes these categories is helpful to understand the people better, and then sometimes helpful to liberate people from certain oppression. Also, it gives the people a sense of belonging. But in many cases, I found that they become the ways how they see these people. So they didn't see as the people are, but they see from the perspective of a category. Somehow, we judge people instead of loving them through these categories. In this Bible story, throughout the chapter 9, Jesus seems like he did not care about these categories in the society. Jesus just be there. That is why a lot of people came to Jesus regardless of social status or categories. Some people very higher social people, some people very marginalized and poor. And Jesus did not care about that. Jesus just be there and listen to them and try to help them whatever they asked him. When I read the chapter 9 in this perspective, the last part of today's passage was really stand out to me, giving me the new meaning. I will just read it for you. When he saw the crowd, he had compassion for them, because they were harassed and helpless, like sheep without a shepherd. Then he said to his disciples, "The harvest is plentiful, but the laborers are few. Therefore ask the Lord of the harvest to send out laborers into his harvest." When Jesus saw the crowd coming to Jesus for help, Jesus simply had some compassion toward them. This simple compassion toward the people. Maybe that is something we are missing in our society nowadays, I believe. That is something I am missing in my life nowadays. Simple compassion for people. Also, when I read the harvest is plentiful, but the laborers are few, and then I'm thinking about what is the major work of Jesus? What is the major work of God? And I realized that that's love others, regardless of the people's social status, regardless of the categories. Somehow, Jesus found out that the people are very few people to try to love people regardless of their social status and categories. Maybe that is something we should do. Maybe from this today, with this Bible passage, maybe let's try together to love people out of our categories. Have a blessed day. Amen.